it depends on the person, because some people need someone to speak for them. Some people absolutely do not need anyone to speak for them at all, and they're perfectly at home, in any situation, in networking or just trying to get someone to listen to something, whatever. I think and it's interesting because sometimes an artist will need a manager, but they will get the wrong type of manager for whatever point they are in their career. Because sometimes, in my experience, I've noticed a lot of times managers, in the beginning, some managers in the beginning will almost try to live vicariously through the artist. Sometimes it can be counterproductive when you have a manager who's too aggressive, or you have a manager who's a little too standoffish, or I'll tell you guys a story. One time we had just did a production situation with DreamWorks Records, and this was when they had their record division. It's dissolved now, but this was around 2000. And so there was an artist we were interested in signing. And so we took it, we set up a meeting with the executive who was running DreamWorks at the time, who was Michael Austin and Mo Austin, two of the most accomplished executives in the history of music. These are the guys that signed Prince, Van Halen, Joni Mitchell, the Carpenters, just to name a few, huge label executives. And so it was like, hey man, we found an artist we want to, go with. She's amazing. Ironically, she was a backup dancer for Prince. So we set up the meeting, everyone's excited. So they're playing her music, she's performing live in the office, and he's looking at me, he's giving me thumbs up, we're gonna rock and roll, man. And so we listen to the music, everything is just flowing, right? Get to the end of the meeting, Michael says, now this is a guy that has the ability to sign her on the spot. Literally, think about what I'm saying. This is the guy that signed Prince. I mean, this is the guy, the reason you hear Eddie Van Halen playing on Beat It, this is the guy that signed him. Okay. So he says, this is great meeting. Tell you what, just give me something. I want to live with her music over the weekend when I go home. Can you believe her manager gets up and says, nah, we don't give out her, we don't let nobody hear her music, keep her music, whatever. And so then, so Michael was like, okay, cool, no worries. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get back to you guys. And so, cool. The moment they walked out, it was done, the deal was done. Killed the deal that quickly. And all he asked for was a few songs to live with over the weekend. And the guy said no. And when he said no, I was like, am I dreaming, or did he just say no to the guy that writes the checks and has the signing power to sign anyone? So it has to be the right situation. So that's basically, and sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes you can connect with the right person out the gate. Sometimes it'll take you 5 managers to realize this is the one that I need. And so that's, I think that, again, it just depends on the situation. I wouldn't say there's any certain, this is the best time for an artist to get in there. It depends. And some artists literally don't even get a manager until their album is done and they're about to go on the road, and they'll just get a road manager and have a business manager. There's some artists, like I said, that need a manager from the very beginning. They need guidance. They need someone to keep order in their life while they're trying to get their career going. So it just depends.